to see what you're writing. So have you ever felt something weird during these pandemic days? How have you feel? How have you felt during these days? Sad, scared, happy? Let's show some of your ideas in the chat. I'll read the chat. Okay, so we'll see. Uh, I think we will have many emotions, and there are many emotions around. So what we have is this kind of activities are really nice when we have problems or when we have students who are really shy and it is difficult for them to share information. But there's also a psychological factor underlying these activities. We will talk in this workshop why it is important to talk about the humanistic approach in ELT and why it is important to have a relaxed atmosphere for students to learn. Okay, and we'll see factors and we'll see actual activities for you to practice in your classroom. I'm not sure if this workshop is gonna take like 15 minutes or not, but I'm sure it's gonna be helpful for all of you. So we'll continue. The humanistic approach in ELT is based on the idea that when we teach, we're not teaching only the mind, we're also teaching the whole human being, the emotional and the social part, and the different needs the human being has. And we are also talking about the 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 different probably disappointing situations that human lives, the sad things, the depressing things, and all that kind of thing. But also the positive emotions. We can also talk about the self-esteem, when you feel proud of something, or when you feel happy about something. Those kind of episodes in your life are also considered in language teaching. When we teach a class, we should not only focus on vocabulary or long lists of grammatical structures. We need to focus on certain things such as personal worth, some values, creative things, um the active nature of a human being, and the capacity to overcome hardship. I think these pandemic times have taught us how difficult it is to be in your houses, to be by yourselves, to be working and overworking. And imagine all our students who are by themselves and who are pressured to learn a language, and they are not sharing time with others. So it is time to reflect on how humanistic activities can help. What are the principles of humanistic activities? Um, one of the principles says that we need to promote respect for human dignity. Probably you've seen nowadays that some of programs on television have nothing to do with respect for the human dignity. Uh, Probably you've heard some of the music around the world, and they do not promote respect. There are a lot of movements right now that talk about equal rights, and why? Because there's the opposite in the world. There's a lot of information based on the how different people are, and how blacks and whites, and how a president who's saying this about uh, these things about black people and against immigrants. I don't want to mention the name of the president. And there's also another principle in humanistic activities, and that we should promote respect for cultural diversity, and we need to share responsibility and commitment, and also social justice. Imagine, imagine our classes. with activities in which we promote all these aspects. The humanistic approach is also based on developing social skills. So how students communicate with others. The humanistic approach also promotes how students share feelings, how students develop their intellect, how students develop self-esteem, how students develop practical skills and artistic skills. So if you promote painting, drawing, moving, dancing, activities in the classroom, you are promoting humanistic activities. But you need to connect all those activities within the development of language too. Um, when you think of students' goals and what they want to be in the future, and you start talking about that in the class, you also are enabling students to get or to reach their goals, not only by developing the language, but developing reading skills, writing skills, and all those skills that are related to their personal development. When students become autonomous, let's talk now about autonomy. They have a computer in front of them. They don't know how to type, and then by being in your class, they know how to type. They know how to get into the classroom, Google Classroom, and they know how to handle some tools. You're teaching them also how to become autonomous. So with the humanistic, within the humanistic approach, you are telling them or you are teaching them how not to depend on the teacher. So it is a very complete scope, but I hope you might find it interesting. When we include in our classes a student's interest, their motivation, and we tell them that they can or they will be able to reach something, we empower their potential. We strengthen their motivation, and their interest increases in language learning and in life, because some of them come to the class really depressed. Okay, what are some of the humanistic approaches that promote this type of potential in students, this type of um, motivation in students' life? Suggestopedia is one of them. Suggestopedia is based on the idea that language learning is reached when the atmosphere, when students have a relaxing and an adequate atmosphere that has to do with visual aids, with some music, with not having the teacher like correcting every single mistake, and with promoting the learning of a language by using several materials that might be useful for students, especially readings that are interesting, storytelling, songs, that kind of thing. TPR. TPR, it has to do with, it's an approach that promotes movement. So probably you've had kinesthetic students or you're kinesthetic students, and you need to move to learn. So when we promote movement in the classroom, students also develop their language skills. Communal language learning is based on the idea that students are motivated to learn a topic, and they provide the teacher with several phrases they want to learn, and the teacher is a facilitator of those phrases. So at the end, students can build like dialogues for 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 them to to deal with different functions in real life. Examples: how to ask for food in a restaurant, and the students are asked, let's say in Spanish, teacher, how do you say this? And by recording, the teacher is translating the phrases, and the students are come up with a whole dialogue. And by the end of a class, students are able to ask for food in a restaurant. The silent way. The silent way is based on an approach that says that the teacher is going to remain in silence, and students have to produce sounds, sentences, and everything that the teacher elicits by providing them some hints or some clues on how to pronounce and how to produce the sentences. But the ones who have the talking time higher are the students. Okay, so we'll continue. Um, what is the role of a teacher there? Um, the role of a teacher in these four um, methodologies is the helper in all of them. In one of them, suggested period, the teacher modifies the environment. So the teacher is going to modify the environment and he's going to give them vocabulary in a very nice and relaxing situation. Number two, students are told by the teacher what to do in the TPR. So the teacher models the movements and students have to follow the movements for them to know what to do. And if the teacher says raise your hand, bounce the ball, throw the ball, wash your hands, and all the situations are set by the teacher, but and students are really involved in moving. And in the other, that is the Suggestopedia, TPR, community and language learning, students are involved in problems. For example, save a person from a boat, and they are given situations in which students have to speak English and say things like I would save this person because of this and that. And if they don't know how to express something, they ask the teacher, how do you say this? And the teacher provides the language to solve the problem, and they have to ask each other. And finally, the teacher is the one who facilitates and guides all the time students to communicate. In none of the roles, the teacher is the one with the complete power to make students feel bad. In none of the methodologies. Okay, what is the main purpose of humanistic activities? And in general, under this approach, is for students to feel energetic from the beginning of a class, for students to feel positive uh, when they consider being in the class, they have a positive feeling towards the class. For students to care about others, and for students to have self-respect and self-esteem. So we will see what the activities that I am proposing here, whether they promote this things in students. So we'll have the first activity. This is activity number 1, and probably you may take notes on the activities and help me analyze them. Number 1, it says something that I admire from you. Sometimes I ask my students. This activity was planned for you to be in my workshop and for you to share with others. But since we are in a pandemic situation, we cannot do it. I will explain to you. Students walk around holding on their backs pieces of paper where the others say why they admire you, for example, and they won't say who grow here the positive feeling about you. I can say I admire Pedro because Pedro is a very polite person. So I'm gonna write politeness. A student comes to Pedro's back and he's gonna write intelligence. Another student is gonna come and is gonna write I don't know fluency in English. So what do we have at the end? What do we have at the end? We have a group of people sharing their feelings of admiration. How do you feel? You can open one or two microphones to share with me. How do you feel when a person tells you that they admire that they admire you? Any one of you? How do you feel? None of you? Happy. Okay. And how do you feel when a person tells you I really like your hair. I really like your smile, and you are usually smiling, but you didn't know that before. You may feel happy, right? Very happy. Oh, yes, Patty Nunez says yes. Appreciate it. Yes. What else? Flatter. Please. Shy. Yes, you may be shy. Good. Uh, I know you can't open your microphone, but you can write on the chat, and I can read the what you write. You feel good. So probably now that you have this activity, you can have this activity with your students. If you are a student, you can even do this activity at home with people when you need to motivate others, because we need to feel motivated by others. You feel that you are inspired from by them. Yes, and you feel really good. Guys, I'm gonna share another activity that I have here, and it says el anfitrión inhabilitó la función de compartir. I need a person who can give me permission for sharing. Who's in charge of it? Edith, are you in charge of it? Because I can't share anymore. No, I can't share it anymore. Guadalupe from Texas. Personally, I really feel pleased because probably they wrote on the paper things that we don't admire from ourselves. Yes. Once once I did this activity in the classroom with my students, and I didn't want to participate. And they say, teacher, why don't you participate in the activity? And I say, no, because the activity is for you. So, well, finally I decided to participate, and they grew very, very nice things. And that day I ended up like feeling like how we say in Spanish, like a pavo real. Like, wow, I didn't know my students thought those things about me. But let me see if I can share with you my screen, and we'll continue with the activities. Okay, I can share now. So with this activity of sharing things on their back, I mean, with writing things on their back, students might feel energetic. Yes, they might feel much more energetic. They might feel that they care about others and others care about you. Yes, they might feel much more positive, and their self-esteem increases a lot, a lot, a lot. So we'll continue. Now, time to share feelings when you're sad. Imagine, and this will be an exercise for you if you are with me here, and you can participate with your comments. Imagine that you are going to say goodbye to a person. Imagine that you love the person, and the person is in front of you, and you have to say to the person goodbye, but you say, guess what? This time I will say goodbye, but I cannot tell you by speaking. So you have to write a message for that person saying goodbye. There are three situations. The first situation, the person is moving from the city. The other person, um, you got you got a fight, and you won't see each other anymore. And the third situation is the person is sick, and the person is almost to die. Okay, so we ask students to talk about feelings and probably a structure if you're talking about grammatical structures. And we ask students to show some of their feelings by writing. So let's practice that emotion here with you guys. Can you send a message? Imagine that I'm the person that I'm leaving, that I'm dying, or that you had a fight with, and that you appreciated me a lot before this fight, or you don't want me to die or something. Why don't you start like writing messages here for me to read? Can you do that? Let's give 1 or 2 minutes for you to write. Help me, please. I hope some messages might be written there. Can you write the messages, please? Something from the bottom of your heart. Okay, I don't see. Well, I think you're. I know you're writing. You're thinking what you're going to say. Okay. Patty Nunez says, "You always be in my mind and in my heart." Patty, I'm gonna cry. You always be in my mind, and my heart. We're together in this. Don't give up. Yes, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna try to do my best not to give up. Okay. Javier says, "We're together in this. Don't give up." It was Javier. Any other? Rachel Garcia says, "I'm regretful about you how we ended up things." Regretting, yes. Saying goodbye to you has been hard, but I hope it's for the best. That sounds like a relationship. I love a relationship. You deserve better, and so do I. Bye. Are you laughing? Are you saying haha? I can't believe it. Okay. So besides having fun, because it is not like to laugh, but it is to have fun and enjoy. You can get excellent, incredible messages from students writing messages to each other. Of course, everything has to be in front of a class because if they start sending messages under the ground, things come out of control. So we will continue by sharing the screen and more activities. Okay. So after analyzing this activity, there was expressing your emotions. We are promoting social skills. Let's analyze that. We're also promoting feelings. Feelings. We also promote the development of the intellect. Why? Because you cannot use any phrase in the world. You have to be very specific on the type of messages that can be sent, not to hurt others' feelings. When you receive a nice message, you increase your self-esteem. It is a practical skill because since you are sharing feelings and you are communicating messages, it is part of a practical life or how the language works in a practical way. Practical, I misspelled this word. It's not artistic, but um, in some manner you're promoting autonomy. How people can share their feelings and how people get motivated when they receive uh, outer motivation, external motivation, and it is it is part of an objective of an activity. We will continue with the activities. There's another activity that I have for you, and it is called stepping on a line if students have experienced a situation. Why do I have different names here down here? Because I teach in a BA called Licenciatura Docencia de Inglés como Lengua Extranjera, LIDILE. And my students were asked to look for 5 humanistic activities, and they shared with me. So out of those 5 activities, I was selecting the kind of best activities for sharing with you. And we were working in a workshop in which they were actually doing the actions expressed here in the situations. So I'm sharing today the best activities that we found that day. So in this activity, teacher draws a line on the floor and teacher starts saying, who has traveled to another country? The person who has traveled to another country steps on the line, and people who are not stepping on the line, they remain on a side. So what happens with the person here on the line? The person explains how their feelings were, what they felt, what they experienced, and the others have to explain why they haven't experienced that. Probably they didn't have enough money because they had problems or so forth. What do they do in this kind of activities? They share a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, a lot of motivations and demotivations, and we help with that sense of opening students' heart to others to share what they feel when they were not able to do the activity and so forth. So with that activity, we also promote social skills, self-esteem for those who did the activity, motivation. If you haven't done the activity, you're motivated to do the activity and do that. So let's play for a moment the activity and see what we have in this workshop. So let me see. I want to stop like um, here describing it. So, okay, so I'm gonna write one question, and some of you are going to tell me whether you have done the activity or not. Example: have you gone to the zoo? Have you gone to the zoo? What would you say? Yes or no? Yes, I have. And yes. How many? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Most of you. A person saying no. Nice. Twice. How many times? Yes, yes, yes. Most of you. Okay, now, what did you, oh, have you seen a snake? Have you seen a snake and touched it? In the zoo, not in your house. Oh, no. Jose Alberto says I have it. So we will wait a minute and say, Jose Alberto, why haven't you gone to the zoo? Jose Alberto, you haven't gone to the zoo. Why? I haven't never had any interest in going. So probably he's interested in different things. What are your interests, Jose Alberto? Araceli says, yes, I have. Okay. But have you ever, Jose Alberto, been in touch with an animal? I'm gonna send this question. Have you seen a snake and touched it? Let me see, touched it. Touched it. Yes, no? A photo of that day. Oh, we have visits to the zoo and photos. Nice. Jose Alberto says that he is interested in different things. So, do you like snakes, for example? Okay. Now, all of you, what is an animal that you all like? Do you like, let's think of elephants. Do you like elephants? And you will step on the line saying yes or no. So everybody's saying yes, 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 yes. Who says no? Of course. No, Ariana says no. Wait, the class will stop. Ariana, why don't you like elephants? The common thing is yes, but Ariana says no. Why not, Ariana? Can you explain to us this no? Everybody loves elephants? Yes. Yes, Javier says yes. Ariana says they look dangerous. Yes, they look dangerous. I'm really scared with elephants too. So we all share the same feelings. And probably I agree with Javier when he says that he doesn't like going to the zoo because I don't like to watch animals in cages, and I'm really sad when I see that. Okay, so this kind of activity, did you see the activity? You can elicit a lot from students when you're asking questions and everybody's on the line, and then one says yes and the others say no, and 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 you get a lot of answers, and then you start asking why, and you promote social skills, you promote autonomy, interest, motivation, because students get interested in others. So then we have also traits. These caras y gestos that we know the activity is for students to to mime in front of a class. But how can they be different from the typical or normal game that we have when you choose or select a card, and then you have in front of a class, or in front of a, yes, of a class, a student representing the card that he read. Uh, Instead of just having vocabulary or a movie or a sentence, we can ask students to write down the name of a movie they like, or the name of a situation that makes them feel scared or something. Students can act out the situation and the others are going to guess. For example, with you, I'm gonna try, it's very difficult to work here online, but I'm gonna try to do it, guys. I'm sorry if I'm bad doing this, but I'm doing my best. I'm gonna try. For example, you are going to write down a situation that really scares you. I'm gonna share with you mine. For example, watching a little mouse in my kitchen. Yes, watching a little mouse in my kitchen. Now I have to represent that here on the screen, and you have to guess. So, okay, that was my awful performance. Okay, now what I need from you is you're going to share one phrase of one of your phobias. Yes? And if I read here, you're going to open your camera and you will show me the representation of that. Pati Nunez, you're laughing. Can you do that? Pati say no. Yes, I mean we're doing that. So we're sharing. We're trying to get humanistic activities. Come on, Pati, help me. Yalitza Guerrero, you're also there. Show me your. I don't think I can. I'm awful. Ay, Patty, you can do it. Say something. Clowns. Okay. So how do you present? How do you represent clowns? Darkness, Yalitza. How do you represent darkness? Imagine you're in front of a screen and you're going to represent. That means somebody is hidden, Yalitza. No, it was darkness. How do you represent darkness? Hidden again? Okay, Patty, how do you represent clowns? No idea. Okay, something like that. Yes. So this activity is for students to share their phobias or even their likes or something. They really enjoy it. Um, Patty is thinking of something easy to represent. No, talk about your inner feelings, your real world, your the real phobia you have. So this is when we share real things, and it is for sharing real things. Okay, so we'll continue with this. Um, Here we have another activity. So imagine, I don't know what the person was saying here, but I think like a monkey or something. He's scared of monkeys. But let's analyze the activity. The activity says social skills. Yes, the person is uh, trying to communicate feelings too. And it's difficult to represent words. That's why you have to develop with certain ability and with a lot of interest and emotion. So it is a good humanistic activity. Let's go with the next one. It says, guess who? On a piece of paper, students practice adjectives by playing guess who. Students give to the teacher 5 adjectives to describe their personalities on a piece of paper. And then teacher reads the characteristics written on the paper and students guess who the person is or who the person was. Students can also reflect on how similar or different they are. And this was provided by another student in my class. So let's see if we can, I know it is impossible to play all of them, but we'll see. Being chased on an empty street. Ah, so it was Gretchen. Where's Gretchen? Gretchen, can you open your camera? Gretchen. Okay, Gretchen. So let's go back to this thing of miming, Gretchen, and mime being chased on an empty space. Before I continue with guess who. Okay, being chased. How are you? Oh, so you're scared because somebody is behind you, right? Yes. A man or a woman? Gretchen. Man. Wow. So that's scary. Okay, so we'll continue with this activity. Now, imagine I'm going to write, Highness. Gloria Amelia says Highness. Gloria, can you open your camera, please? Gloria, is Gloria there? Gloria, how do you represent Highness? Because some of you are really scared of miming, but Highness is not that difficult. Go, Gloria. How do you represent Highness? With your hands or something? So move your camera if you need to. With your hand. Okay, Gloria, that is really nice. Gloria Amelia and Gloria Reyes, so you're different. Yes. And Gloria Amelia says Highness, and Gloria Reyes says Highness too. Okay. Another phobia, no? Now we'll continue with the next activity. The next activity is guess who. So since we know each other because of your screen and your name, I'm gonna share with you 5 adjectives to describe me. I'm kind of organized. I'm very shy. I'm very hard working. I sleep all the time, but I try to do my best always. I always exercise, so I exercise. I am I am very perfectionist, and I am what? I try to be punctual, but it's not my best. I'm a good friend, I think. Okay. Who shares with me 3 of those characteristics? You can include 3 and plus 2 more. Okay. Can you start sharing characteristics of you? 3 or 5 characteristics similar to mine, but two others. Add 2 more. There in the chat because we're not in the class. It was supposed to be in the class, but we're not in a class. We're not in the workshop, like a workshop. Share with me, please. Patty, Gloria. Yelitza. Do you share with me any of them? Okay, talkative. I'm talkative. No, I'm not talkative. Good friend, hardworking, shy, sometimes spontaneous. Nice, great. Gloria, honest, punctual, loyal, hardworking. Wow, Gloria, I didn't know that. So, who shares something with Gretchen and Yalitza? Let's have this chain. Who shares with who? Fun. Yalitza is fun, patient, good friend. Remember, we all have to share something. Patient, good friend, and spontaneous. Now, who shares with Guadalupe? Responsible, impatient, and shy. You have to share something. Hardworking, easygoing, dreamer, talkative. Friendly, organized, and spontaneous. Okay, you have to share something with friendly, organized, spontaneous. Shy, honest, and disciplined. Good. Javier, I'm also disciplined. A disciplined person. Friendly. Who shares with Javier? Hardworking, friendly, honest. Nice. Funny, good friend, honest, and so on. Now, good, shy, good friend, confident, organized, and honest. Now, we have a lot of people here in the chat sharing um, characteristics. It's good to share. Keep on sharing, please. Now, take a decision. Who may be your best friends according to those characteristics? Can we choose two friends and say the name of your friends in the chat? So look for friends. Come on, I'm gonna look for my friends, okay? Mm, Yalitza is my twin. Yalitza, congratulations. I have a twin. I'm also weird and hardworking. Nice, Yalitza and Patty. Choose your twin souls there. Come on. Read and choose your twins there. Your best friends. You were really good at describing yourselves. Now find a partner or a best friend or a twin or Uriel and Jelly. Yes, Guadalupe and Gloria. We have many things in common. Did you notice this activity is a very simple activity about adjectives and students share and let's analyze the activity and see if it works. The activity was to promote interest and motivation. Yes, I was really motivated when I found Yelitza was the type of friend I was looking for. My self-esteem, yes, because probably some of the adjectives that they were mentioning also matched with me, and now I feel much more motivated. I was sharing feelings. Intellectually speaking, I found some interesting people, and yes, and we have some common goals in our life, especially those who are hardworking, and we can work together and we can things together. I think this activity it takes 5 minutes, but students share a lot of their feelings, a lot of their personality, a lot of their their inner things. Okay, so we'll go with another activity, guys, for us to share. So the next activity is, let me see. The next activity is save someone. Save someone. Okay, I'm gonna take advantage of the previous class, of a previous activity, and guys, individually, you have to think of a person in this class that you may wanna save. Okay? For example, I might say, I wanna save Yelitza because Yelitza is right the way I am, and the world is going to explode And I want to save her because I want to have a twin in this world. Yes, those are my reasons, and I'm gonna write them down. So Yelitza is the person I want to save because she shares more, most of the characteristics with me. So this world is going to explode. Who are you going to save? Go. So Amir Cordova says, I want to save Gretchen because I like her personality. Nice. So, Gretchen, how do you feel? You be alive. So, who wants to save another person? Patty, because I already know her. Ah, no, 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 no. It's a matter of having new friends, not old friends. New friends. Come on. I know she's an excellent human being, but we can save her for other reasons, not just because she was your friend. Okay, another reason. I want to save Liliana Maria because of flowers in her picture. I know Liliana Maria, she's always trying to convince us with flowers. So no, 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 that's not a good excuse, reason. Hello, Liliana. I love you, Liliana. So who's next? Liliana, don't you want to save me? Okay, who wants to save another person? Only 3 people are gonna be saved? Yelitza, Gretchen, and Patty, and all of you guys dead. I am so sorry to hear that. Okay, so this activity, I want to save Amir. I would say Diana Guadalupe because she could help me with the lesson plans. Oh my God, good. I was so pleased with that. Thanks, Patty. I want to save Amir. Why Amir? I feel heartwarm. I save Amir because he's so supporting and also good friend. Good, nice. So this activity for saving people helps also our heart to be like motivated and self-esteem too. Guys, can you hear me? Okay, so we'll continue. I will share another activity with you, a humanistic activity called the
Sorry,
feelings.
Diana,
Yes,
you only have some minutes because
yes,
it's almost.
this is the only slide, the last slide.
Okay, thank you.
So this slide is about sharing feelings in the class. So let's talk about the pandemic time. How you're gonna choose three three emojis to share in the class, in this class. And what you have to do is choose 3 emojis and share with the class why you chose those 3 emojis. The question is, how have you felt these days? How have you felt these days? Can you do that, please? So I'll stop sharing and you'll share that. Okay. I might say the happy one, the sick one, and the sleepy one. Okay. And you have to say why. Okay, happy. Any other emoji? You can write the word because it's difficult to share here. Sleepy, embarrassed. Patty, why embarrassed? Stress. Sandra Angulo, stress. Great. Stress and sleepy. Pamela, we're all stressed. Uriel Velasquez, anxious, stressed, sleepy, hungry, embarrassed, hungry too. The first five felt connected with my friends lately. Seconds, because I feel good studying. Okay, fun, happy, and comfortable. Happy, sleepy, hungry. Any other? Guys, we are all hungry. These days we've been very sleepy and but happy, I think, in general. Kind of happy, but very stressed. And then we can share in the class why when we have time for sharing, and then we can have time for discussing. But the starting point was the when you selected the emojis and you start sharing your feelings and the emotions. So this is an invitation for us to provide our students in the classroom with this type of activities for sharing. At the beginning of this workshop, I was very stressed because of the technology and everything. But once I started like interacting with you and talking about the feelings, I don't know how you felt, but I felt much like less stress and much more relaxed. And I'm really happy to be sharing with you these ideas that we took from the Licenciatura en Docencia de Inglés como Lengua Extranjera, and we try to get them into this workshop. We want to thank you for attending this workshop. These are our contact, our email contacts, and these are some references for you. So I'm gonna share with you the screen for you to see the references and for you to see the email if you want to contact us. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh.
Muchas gracias, Diana Guadalupe y a Vilma Rodríguez por este taller. I guess we only have 2 minutes for questions or any comments. Anyone? If you want to comment, can you raise your hand so that we can give you the microphone? Okay, Uriel, let me see if I can. Lorenzo, ¿puede por favor activar el micrófono de Uriel?
Ya pueden activar su micrófono por sí solos, igual.
¿Por sí solo? Ok. Uriel, ¿puedes activar tu micrófono? Sí, para participar. Gracias.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
I
we
can
can.
hear you.
Well, I just want to congratulate the presenter because working with films, especially uh, invol involving language and feelings, is kind of difficult. And thank you for sharing some strategies that we can use in our teaching practice.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you for saying that feelings and emotions and sharing all that is difficult. But imagine sharing is difficult, and sharing online is much more difficult. So, but it is a nice activity. I found it very interesting, and we just wanted like to share with you. Thank you, Rick.
Okay, do we have 1 more minute for any other comment or question? Please raise your hand so that we can hear you. Somebody else? No? Okay, well, there we have in the chat some comments. So we appreciate this workshop, very useful and entertaining too. So thank you very much, all of you. And we invite you now to the session that we have with the encounter with the different conferences that we had this morning also, and that they were available on YouTube channel. So thank you very much, all of you, and I'll see you in next session. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Edith. Bye.